my friends, what's up? It has been quite a while. It's been like probably more than a week now since I've made the last video. But let me tell you, I have been hella busy this month. Seriously, audio post it hasn't been kicking my ass, but it's been pretty close. It's been one hell of a ride so far. So this video, I'm warning you right now, this video is going to be a bit of a long one. I have a lot of stuff to go over. I thought about doing multiple videos, but sometimes that just gets really hard, guys. Bear with me here. So this video is going to be a bit long. At the end of the video, I took like 20 minutes of. It was during the Foley lab. We were in one of the audio suites and we were recording Foley, and I just filmed like 20 minutes of that on the computer. So that's going to be at the end. So the last like 20 minutes is just going to be like us goofing around. We're kind of goofing around in the audio suite, just doing some Foley. So if you're interested to kind of see what labs are like, which I'm really not sure if I'm allowed to show that or not, but I mean, if they ask me to take it down, I'll have to take it down, obviously. So, I mean, I'm really going out on a limb for you guys here, so you can really see what kind of went on with the lab and everything, because I thought it'd be really cool. I mean, it's not like we were actually teaching the camera how to do anything. We were just recording Foley, so hopefully the school won't have a problem with it. But if so, I will gladly take it down. So Full Sail, if a Full Sail member or administrative person is watching this, and you don't like that I posted that, just please shoot me a message. I'll take it down, no problem. And I won't ask any questions about that. And basically, I'll just cut it and upload this video again without the footage. So I'll put all that in the description no matter what goes down. So like I said, this video is going to be a bit of a long one. I have so much video to freaking render for my movie, and it's just going to take forever. But I decided, I just got back from a workout. I got out of the shower. My hair's all kind of crazy and stuff. Yeah, we got a lot to go over. So let's get started. Audio post and Music History 1. So actually, I'm going to start with Music History 1. This is an online class, and it's been going good so far. Every week we have a couple assignments. The big assignment for the week, well, there's actually, I guess, a couple of them. But the one that takes the most time is the listening assignments. And basically we have 3 to 4 hours of music to listen to a week, which isn't too bad. And we've been listening, I think we just listened to the 60s era. We went from basically the 40s, 50s, and 60s, and we listened to the music progression of those 3 decades this past week and the week before. And then at the end of the week, we have to do a worksheet where it basically, like, we listen to a song, and it's like, what genre does this song most greatly fit into or whatever? And it's kind of dumb, but they have to give us a grade for something. So, what can you do? And then also we have like a couple of written assignments. This past week we had to basically pick a song and then research the lyrics and just discuss like what was going on at the time of the songs and like what was the culture like in the era and all that. And so and they gave us a list of songs, and I picked a song by Neil Young called Ohio. And I looked into it and talked about it and whatnot. So it was, it was all right. And it was like a 350 word minimum thing. We had to cite our sources in APA format and all that type of stuff. So, it was basically like a miniature research project. What can you do? Which I thought was kind of dumb. In the context of like, I would rather just have double the amount of songs to listen to and no written work. But maybe that's just me being lazy. I'm not sure. But I'm saying a lot. Forgive me. There I go again. Music history is going pretty good right now. So, it's not a bad class, but it's not really a great one either. It's kind of just, it's a filler course. Basically, they just have to give us a class to get a grade in during audio post, I suppose. So the kids in the extended program are going to have it really easy during their music history month for sure. Music history is going really good. Let's get into audio post. Audio post production is like the meat and potatoes of this month. It's the class that's really kicking butt for sure. Gosh, I can't even tell you. Where should we start? I guess we'll start with the lecture notes. Let me grab them. Okay, I've got them. So this was last week's, and this was lectures 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. So we went over sound design, portable recorders, how to layer things. Let's see what else we go over. The different types of sound effect categories. And if I talked about this stuff in the last video, I guess I'm sorry. I don't remember. I'll be honest with you. We talked about Pro Tools plugins. What else? I'm kind of skimming through this because I think I talked about it, but not really. Lecture 5 was more sound design, although instead of like in lecture 4 we discussed like small effects and large effects, but lecture 5 was still sound design, but we discussed backgrounds. And the big group project for this month, I am the background supervisor, so it kind of it pertained to me a little bit more. But yeah, we talked about backgrounds, the categories of backgrounds. So there's not just one single background track. There's different types of background. You have foreground, you have air, which is like a subcategory of foreground. Then you have the actual background, and then you have what's called walla. So WALLA, and that's basically like small group noise or group or crowd chatter, just people in the background that seem like they're talking, even though they're not really saying anything at all. So that's walla. And we talked about the principles of using walla and all that type of stuff. And how to get background editing done in Pro Tools as well, like some efficient workflow methods, some ways to go about it. We have these things called skeleton tracks that hold ghost regions, which are just audioless placeholders. That basically, like this is the way it kind of works with Audio Post. It's like you have your clip, and then you're going to watch it, and basically you have to decide, okay, what kind of sound am I going to need from here to this point, you know what I'm saying? Or, things like that. And so you'll put your place markers in, or your time markers, and then you'll go and write them down, and then you'll consolidate just a region of nothing on your skeleton track, and that's okay. I know I need this sound in this space, and then you go and gather your resources and bring it in and edit everything. Yes, this is editing, I guess. You'll just edit it to fit within that region that you made, the ghost region, and you'll have it done. So that's basically the background editing, or kind of a way to go about it. Let's see. So we did lots of Pro Tools stuff. And then the midterm. The midterm was pretty rough in the sense that, it was just a lot of stuff that we covered, Like we had, I've got the midterm review here. I don't know if you can see it too well. Feel free to pause the video if you want to take a look at what any of this says. So I'm going to step away from the mic so I can make sure, I can't. Here, I'll give you a look. Okay, so that's the first page. Here's the second page. Yeah. So, that was just the first 2 pages, and there were 1, 2, 2.5 more pages of that type of stuff that we studied. And the midterm was 40 questions long. I think 20 of them were multiple choice. 10 were, what was it, like true, false? No. Okay, so the first 20 were multiple choice. The next 5 were true or false. The next 5 were, I think they were still true. No, they were matching. And then the last 10 were fill in the blank. And basically the fill in the blank, like we had to... Well, there were fill-in-the-blank questions, and then for the matching, we had to look at a picture of a Pro Tools session, and it would ask, which track is record-enabled, or something like that, you know what I'm saying, where it was like, just look at the picture and figure out what's going on. because apparently the Avid certification is like that. Like they really like to use pictures and stuff. So my instructor is trying to get us kind of ready for that. So moving on to lecture 6, which was called Set to Post. We looked at really the overall how post-production kind of came to being, the history of it, sort of, kind of. Like we looked at, the first films that kind of used sounds. Like we looked at, how silent films weren't really silent. And then we talked about a guy named Lee DeForest, who was the inventor of the phonofilm process. So we talked about phonofilm, the Vitaphone, and those were 2 questions that came up later, and we'll get there. And we looked at basically, the history of film and kind of how it came to be, and how, like, the frame rates, why do we have, like, why is the standard for film 24 frames per second? We talked about things like that. And not only, we didn't talk about it just here, but also in Europe, France's version, and then the version for television, color television, and then which is broadcast, and then DVD. And that falls along in this thing called NTSC, which is what is it? The National Television System Committee, and they basically standardized the 30 frame per second broadcast video. So, bunch of different numbers, and it's actually less. It's actually 29.97. And it's a bunch of crazy stuff that goes into it, but we discussed frame rates and what the difference between drop frame and non-drop frame. So a bunch of film stuff. It kind of crossed over a little bit. It was kind of nice to know, just to get an idea of, well, what actually is that stuff, because I see it like in iMovie or even Final Cut. Like sometimes I'll screw around with that and I have no idea what it means, but now I kind of do. So that was neat. So we went a little further than just the audio stuff, which some people's not really cool with, but you know what, It kind of tags into the thing with, like, they really make sure we're really well-rounded here. But at the same time, it's like we don't really get to focus on something, which I'll even get into what I've really been focusing on. So, yeah. Hope you're hanging with me. We're, like 12, 13 minutes into this so far? Let's keep rolling. All right, so we also looked at how modern films are made, and how it starts with the development and pre-production phase, which starts out with your standard screenplay or script, which is like most people in Hollywood and all that. Next is your production phase, and then your post-production phase 1, and then your post-production phase 2. And what's funny is, like, so much money gets thrown into, like, the actors and the actual capturing of the film, but then, like, less than 10% of the overall budget is left for audio at the end. And think about movies if they didn't have sound. Like, seriously, could you think about, like, imagine watching The Avengers with no sound. It'd just be ridiculous. It wouldn't be anything at all. So I think it's really absurd that, like, the overall budget doesn't allocate any more money to audio than it does, because it's such an important thing. Anyway, to continue on this lecture packet here, we talked about what, like, some, just kind of standard terms and definitions. Locked picture, conform, change notes, join, and then container formats. We talked about OMF format, AAF format, and then MXF format, and then how to export the OMF and AAF formats. And then we went into even more frame rate stuff, which I kind of, I guess, jumped ahead a little bit earlier. We talked about the differences, between the drop frame and non-drop. And then we talked about synchronization. And we went into, this was a little bit more of a Pro Tools type of thing. But we looked at word clocks and all that type of stuff. Basically, it's a machine that basically, it's like the translator, so it allows other machines to talk to each other. It's a machine that lets other machines talk to each other. It's kind of like machineception. Yeah. Okay, that was kind of lame. Anyway, we talked about SMPTE timecode. What else? LTC and VITC. So LTC is linear timecode, and then VITC is vertical interval timecode. So VITC, VITC is Um, it's time code that is embedded into video signal, and then LTC is time code embedded into audio. So there's two different little things for you. And I'll let you look at this page of the notes here, if you can see it okay. Yeah, so I don't know. And then yeah, at the end of each little thing, there's like a review section there. That's nice, and I actually do go back and I'll copy down the word and then I'll kind of go and fill it out. So I've been studying pretty good. Um, and then lecture 7 was cool. It was about music for film, and we discussed the different types of film music categories. Like you have source music, incidental music, orchestral scores, hybrid scores, and then a blend of source and score music. So lots of different types, and you can mix and match them and all that type of stuff. And we looked at the videos of like Hans Zimmer and how he wrote the music for what was it, The Dark Knight, which was really cool. He had some crazy sounds going. I actually want to look up the soundtrack for that one because it was awesome, just from what I heard. And so yeah, we talked about different scores and the who's who in music or music for film. So we looked at like what the music executive, the music supervisor, and then the music editor, and then you have the composer, and then you have the composer's assistant. And composers are generally work for hire. They usually work for hire, and that's why they have things like ASCAP and what was the other one? BMI and ASCAP. So I have two other things. Like a lot of my drum music that I've bought from like Tap Space. For example, Murray Gussick is one of the composers and arrangers that writes for Tap Space, and they've got the ASCAP logo on there and stuff. And then the last two people. So we have the composer's assistant, and then the orchestrator, and then the copyist. So those are some just different people that work for the music department as far as film is concerned. And then we also discussed kind of how to we talked about how to kind of compose music, or not really how to, but just some places to start and a starting off place, and just some simple things that you can do that are pretty standard to get ideas and to start composing for film. Like usually you want to request the film with burn-in, and let's see what else. Definitely the composer works really closely with the director, and you've got to look at what are called hit points to find out, well, where do I need to bring the music in, and where do I need to die it down, and all that type of stuff. Which I say that loosely. I guess a lot kind of does go into it. Memory location should be absolute, not tick-based. Pacing the picture, you usually want to figure out, okay, well, what's my tempo going to be, and what's my time signature going to be, and should the cue be freeform, or where should the cue even end, and stuff, things like that. Changing tempo, so you may have to move what does it say here? The last grid bar line to end in the right place, so you have to change the tempo around, which is separate from your time code, so it can get a little confusing there, because we looked at a Pro Tools session as we were talking about this stuff, and it looked a little hectic, but we broke it down. Oh, so let's see. There were 39 pages of notes that we've just been like kind of really skimming through the last 20 minutes now. Let's see. We talked about how to name cues, so I'll let you look at this because it's a little confusing. So take a look. So basically, yeah, if you have it named 1M1, that means real 1, Q1. And I don't know what the M stands for, but that's just what it is. I guess it means music or something. And then we looked at some different virtual instruments, like different sound libraries and stuff. There's one that I want, the Vienna Symphonic Library, but apparently it's like a couple $1,000s for this I guess plug-in, instrument library, but it's so awesome sounding. Seriously, like if I had better like orchestra sounds, I would probably for real write orchestra scores, because I like okay, and this is a bit of an oxymoron, but I like modern classical music. Like if you take the soundtrack for like Final Fantasy 13, for example. That is what I consider to be a modern classic. It's just really cool. Like that's the kind of stuff I would enjoy composing. And then we talked about documentation for the music and why you should document stuff and all that and whatever. The boring part. And then finally, the last thing was music licensing. And of course, it's important to get licensing rights and all that so you don't get sued. And then there's two different types. You have your master rights and then your synchronization form. And the master rights is basically if you want to use the song that was played by the band, it was the original stuff. Or you could use the synchronization form, which is essentially the rights to have a cover band play another artist's song or something like that. So, yeah, lots of stuff, no doubt. Stretch time. Oh, we've been talking a lot. Okay, so that was it for this packet. And then today, we went over, it was lecture 8, and we went over surround sound stuff. Now, this stuff was crazy. And I actually took notes on my computer instead of the lecture pad because I forgot a pencil today. And my friend Kevin lent me a pencil, but then the lead broke off, so I couldn't do it. What sucked even worse is that my pencil broke off while we were taking one of those random pop quizzes. So this month is actually the first month here at Full Sail where the instructor has legitimately given like classic for really real pop quizzes where we don't know what day we're going to have them. And today was one of the days that we had it, and I got an 85 on it because he gets us the grades back. Like, we take it, and then we go on, we have lecture afterwards, and then we go on break for 30 minutes, and we come back. He's usually got the grades for us. And sometimes even before we go on break because he has the assistant course director help us out. So I got an 85 on it. Not bad because I studied decently well last night. So I had lecture earlier today, in case you were kind of still wondering that. And today is Thursday, June 14th. And by the way, little side note, today marked 1 year. I graduated 1 year ago from this exact day from high school, which is a pretty cool fact, I guess. I've been out of high school for a whole year now, and it's awesome. But anyway, let's get moving along with this audio post stuff because we still got quite a bit of material to discuss. And if you're still hanging with me at this point, props to you, because I don't know, sometimes I can't even stand myself talking for too long. But hopefully, whatever I have to say helps you out and you get something from it. And I'm not totally boring. I try to keep it somewhat interesting. So anyway, I've got Microsoft Word opened up now because I usually use Apple's Pages app or whatever, but the notes are in Microsoft Word. So lecture 8, surround sound. I don't have any notes to actually show you, so you have to bear with me. I was going to copy them back down to paper when I got home, but Mina's back in Iowa right now, and I actually ended up screen sharing, and I was helping her out with her music composition class. So I didn't get to do that. But I do have them here in the Word document. And we went over the advantages of surround sound, what are some of the disadvantages, what type of media benefits from surround sound. And then, of course, we, as with most things here, went back into the history of it. So we looked at things like Fantasound, CinemaScope, Dolby Stereo, Dolby Stereo Surround, which is kind of an oxymoron. Dolby Digital Surround. So Dolby is they were pioneers, man. And then DTS, what else? And then SDDS, which was the Sony Dynamic Digital Sound. Dolby EX, which is a 7.1 system, or 7-channel format, 6.1, excuse me. And then finally, they've got it all the way up to I think next year there's a format coming out in certain theaters. It's 15.1. So not only, get this. So not only are there going to be speakers on the walls normal around, and then the subs, of course, but there's going to be speakers on the ceiling for parts where sound goes over your head. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be so cool. I can't wait to check it out whenever it comes out. Okay, so yeah, we went over the history and basically worked our way up until what it is now, which is the standard is like 5.1, 6.1, and 7.1 surround. And then we went into surround principles. So where are our sounds placed? So we talked about things like where do you pan dialogue? Where do you pan your backgrounds? Which direction are you going to send your small and large effects, or even your music? Um, so we each took notes on each of those and how that's kind of worked. We looked at music and where that's put, and then of course we looked at some good old Pro Tools stuff, which was so we went really deep into the I/O setup, which was hella confusing at first. Um, like I need to study the I/O stuff. It's like I understand how the I/Os work, but it's understanding how actually which ones to put is because I've read the chapter on the I/O section, so I've got that down pretty good. But I mean, there's just so many different ways. And then we actually looked at how to pan, like use the surround panning in Pro Tools, and it's pretty cool because like the D control and the D command consoles have like these joystick things that's built for surround panning, and there's lots of different things you can do with the surround panner. Oh, excuse me, in Pro Tools, it's really cool. Like there's so many different things you can do with it. Like there's different things like you have, like for example, here's something panning modes. You have your 3-knob panning, position controls, and then divergence. So there's some different ways. Oh, and then XY mode. Um, we looked at LFE controls, which I think stands for low frequency emission or emitter or something like that. And they don't come with filters at all. And then we looked at the LFE, the LFE controls. So again, I mean, I summed up today's lecture like so quick, like I can't even tell you. It's amazing. Like it's kind of weird because it's like today was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pages of notes that fill in the blank. But it's like there's not too many like fills in the blanks, and you're like, well, how are we gonna spend 4 hours on this stuff? But you end up spending 4 hours on that stuff. It's wild. Like I don't even get it. So, yeah, I mean it's pretty crazy stuff, no doubt. And the labs have been going great. Basically, my group chose Megamind. I'm sure you know that. And we recorded our Foley last week. We did sound effects the next lab. And then today we did backgrounds, which was my job to put together the backgrounds and all that. And it's coming together really good. Like I can't wait to hear. Like tomorrow I have lab at 9 p.m. and we're going to be combining all the stuff and pulling it all together. And I can't freaking wait because we have amazing dialogue recorded for it. We have pretty awesome Foley. We have amazing sound effects. The backgrounds are going to come into place really well. And it's just all coming. It's all going to come together, and it's going to be freaking it's going to be cool. So yeah, I can't wait. So the labs have been pretty good. I gotta say, the lab techs, they're a little weird. Like they're hard to read. Like they're cool, but sometimes I can't tell if they're playing around or not. Like tonight, one of the lab techs was saying something about like he doesn't think, or he read in the student manual that we're not allowed to wear flip flops or something, or that you have to wear socks with them. I don't know. It was confusing, and I was like, what? Like what? Wait, I don't know. So the lab techs are cool, but a little strange sometimes. I don't know. Um, Otherwise, yeah, I've been focusing on Pro Tools ridiculous. Like, I've got my books over here. Hang on, let me show you. I've been working my way through the Pro Tools 110 book here, and I've been doing the modules. I've gotten through the first, like, 3 modules, which is, like, how many pages is that? That's, yeah, a good 80 pages of Pro Tools. just reading the book and answering the questions at the end and then rereading it to make sure I understand it. Like the first module was about the I/O setup, so I've got that. But I've been doing Pro Tools like crazy. Seriously, like I am determined to become certified, and not only that, but just know the program and know how to use it and just take it to the next level. Like I figure everybody kind of has their thing that they're going to take away from this place. Like my friend Kevin, for example, he's really good at like the audiotronics and like the physical hardware component aspect of everything. Like he's got a soldering iron. He's pretty good at that stuff. And like I'm not smart like that. I don't have the money to buy that type of stuff. But luckily Mina, my girlfriend, had Pro Tools, and so I put it on my computer, and like I've got her iLok like in my keyboard and stuff. And I've been practicing and learning Pro Tools and really just digging into the freaking thing because, it's the industry standard. Yeah, a lot of people know how to use it, but like I said, I'm planning on really bringing this thing to the next level and knowing this program. So that's what I've been up to. And then practicing drums, of course. I really want to march drum corps. Not this summer, obviously, but next summer. And I'm going out for a corps called the Crossmen. Speaking of which, not this Saturday, but the next Saturday on the 23rd, DCI Orlando is coming through at the Citrus Bowl. I am hyped. Kind of sucks because my final exam and my lab practical are on that day. But I'm going to make it work. I'm going to get down there. I think the Cavaliers, Carolina Crown, who else? I think Crossman, and then 2 other corps are going to be there. And I'm planning on meeting one of the caption heads. I'm not going to say who, but I've been getting feedback. Like I've been sending one of the caption heads of one of those corps, not going to say which one, my practice videos, and he's been helping me out and giving me some feedback and whatnot. So I want to go and introduce myself to him personally and thank him and all that, and that's cool. And I've got so many practice videos. Like I'm looking at them right now with Photo Booth, and like I've just got so many things to freaking export from iMovie. It's gonna take so long. Like even right now, like this 32 minutes right now, combined with the 18 minutes that I took in the lab last week, it's gonna take so long to export on the computer tonight. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I think at this point I'll go ahead and cut it, and we're gonna jump into lab because I've been talking for like a half hour. I'm sure you're probably sick of me talking about stuff and hearing me talk. So anyway, hope you dig what was going on in lab. It was just nice, fun Foley session. Nothing crazy at all. It was a solid 20 minutes. So if you get bored of it, feel free to just not watch. It's cool, I understand. But anyway, guys, enjoy the next clip. Until next time, take it easy. I've been really busy lately just with stuff. But yeah, I always say it, but I'll try to do better on getting these things up to you. So, yep. Till next time, guys, I am out. Cool. Making memories.
Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, just let me know when you guys are ready. Whenever. You guys want to take a look just to see?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Yeah, we're just taking a look. I mean, that's basically it. I'm pretty sure that's just what it is, yeah. Yeah, this is a fat one. Fat one. Fat as hell.
Should I turn that down a tad?
A little bit, yeah.
Remember this.
Just whenever you're ready, Andrew.
So it was
All right, here we go.
Too soft, then it'd be too hot.
Cool.
Either want to
That's a question for Kevin.
Let's layer it.
Okay. Why don't you go in there with him? Take Kevin's place. Kevin should be in here.
Kevin seems like he knows what he's doing, man. I mean, he's got the chain, he's got the forks.
I guess so.
I wouldn't know what to do.
Alright, here we go.
I don't know how to operate forks.
Actually, I lied. 1 second. Alright, now here we go. It's so funny watching
Take a leg out.
it. It's alright. What time is it? Yeah, I got the computer rolling around.
7:27.
Where's your computer?
It's right there. Alright, here we go. That was kind of good. We'll do one more. Alright, I think Kevin's gonna have to come in and make the final verdict. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
good job, man.
Thanks.
So which
It was mostly me.
which one did you kind of were digging?
That was, you were riding those forks. I was like, we're gonna ride those forks.
Hey, we're gonna listen to these real quick, so hang tight. Alright, which one do you want to check out, Mr. Foley Supervisor?
I don't know, show me all.
Alright, this is the last one you guys did. I think the one before this was
I wanna
Play the one that you think is good.
combine a couple of them.
That's how you do it.
Okay.
So make it happen.
Alright.
Can I put my feet up here?
Respect the desk.
I want to do some cool.
But I am the Foley supervisor, so.
This is a multi-million-dollar facility. I like that one. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. But I do want to layer them,
Okay, what do you want layered? Which ones?
and you take those good.
Alright, we'll go with. Start with this one.
At least 2, if we can fit 3 in,
Okay.
that'd make me even happier.
Alright, so give me just a second. This will be
Yeah, someone's tapping you on the shoulder over there.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I'm getting this on camera, right? This is my friend Kevin, by the way. While I'm trying to do work.
Bust.
No, these are good. Sure, you just don't want to go with this one. Which I have muted right
What
now.
was that?
That was this.
Okay.
I'm telling you, we've gone a lot faster.
Fine. But I do want to like.
We can come back to it.
We'll put it. No, we'll put it through whatever that plugin is.
Okay.
That,
'Cause, I just want to get this.
You know that thing where you can add a bunch of majigs to it.
Yeah.
I know what I'm talking about. You don't really need to for now, I guess.
All right.
Just make a note of that.
All right. Because we got to keep it moving. That's the only thing. And we got that. We got that metal hit. The robot smack on the head. We got that one.
Yeah, we had that.
Alright, so what's next? What are we doing?
On F2 at 1 minute, we have the boot buckle rattles.
Alright, which one?
I have a jingle bell too. In here. We're making the sound of a boot buckle boot buckle rattling. Not when he's in the big suit.
Ready?
It should be right around here. Could you show him the rattling? Just show him this region. Just press play. Just press play.
We got that.
Yeah, I know.
Throw it to the next one.
Wait, no.
Where's this one supposed to
So
start?
you have to look at the
1
photos
minute.
when you do that.
This one here?
Do it with my mind.
Yeah, right here.
Okay.
This boot is supposed to rattle a little bit.
I'm not even using it.
It's gonna be pretty subtle.
Two. Three. Pretty bored.
Just let us know when you guys are ready.
41%.
Wait, no, how many? Oh, damn, that's
We
Deb.
just did that.
I do have my charger again. You just wanted to die.
It doesn't really need to rattle, it just needs to jingle a little.
You just wanted to die.
Yeah, that way, like, I have an excuse for.
They ignore some calls.
Let me see it on the
No problem.
video again.
I always keep my charger on me because I'm always dying.
Mine's in the car. It's just like,
Actually, the chain would be probably perfect. Yeah.
You want that again?
Yeah, do it again.
Okay. Here we go.
I need a knife.
That works. I like that, but just let him do it again. I actually like the second time better.
Excellent. We're good.
You want to do one more? Is the timing off? I like the second one. No, the timing's good.
You guys saw the porn forward video, right?
Oh wait, is that the one with like the corn cob and
Yeah, he
the
takes like
cob corn and like the?
the pickle and the mayo, and he starts like.
I don't know. I saw. I think I saw that.
Yeah, we were out there, and you know, my uncle wanted me to do some porn foley, so I whipped out the pickle, some mayo, went it down. Oh my god,
Oh no, wait, I haven't seen that. I don't think.
you gotta see it. That's awesome. We gotta watch it. I'll just put it
It's really
in the
funny.
Dropbox.
Dropbox. Sounds good. What's next?
Metal arm rattles at 104 on F2.
Metal arm rattles at
F2. Oh,
Dude, I almost cried when Minion almost
walked
died.
out on him.
Yeah.
Died.
I
haven't seen it that
I thought he really died, but they
Don't
just
ruin
were
stuff.
like,
Don't
yeah.
ruin it.
Oh, wait, who
he
me?
actually dies, dude. It's
All right,
sad.
we're gonna take a look. Here we go.
Sucks, bro. And they do it in the cheesiest way.
I don't know what we're supposed to be
The whole
getting
time
here.
something else was happening. I was like,
Kevin.
what about Minion?
Yeah, you guys,
What?
can we get on this?
Oh right, yeah.
What are we supposed to actually be capturing here?
Metal, just ambient, or just like the metal rattling around it with the all these things flying around him.
No,
We
but
just-
dude, this is like a split second sound now. That's where I'm like.
It should be the things that are carrying the cape
So they're letting go of his cape.
let
thing.
go of the cape. But
Right there. I guess yeah, those little.
or carrying it in and then letting it go. But it's really short region, so whatever, just letting it go.
So basically, we just need like how would you describe it?
Not really.
Let me look at it again.
I trust my talent. I trust my
Yeah.
talent.
Yeah, that works right there. All right,
Your
here we go.
particular talent or that talent?
Their talent.
Okay, you trust their talent.
They are my talent.
They're not
Yeah, that works right there. That's good.
your talents. Because you didn't buy them.
But
Or
they're my talent.
I feel like MacGyver.
they're
It is. Like, how would that make any sense?
full
Can you imagine you're like
Put
a
them
real
in there,
like,
doing what they're
they
doing.
have like the actual props there to make the sound, or
I actually don't
I'm
need.
not trying to get like
what do I have here?
I'm sure they just like the guys who are
I'm taking all the even number sheets out in case anyone's curious.
Fascinating.
I didn't even need page 10. Just going with the odd sheets.
Alright, awesome.
You need what's next?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. We got the middle arm rattles. We just did that. Buffer on head is going later. And
That's so cool. Build a stage.
106 metal
I'm
rattles
excited, man.
on F2.
Okay, no problem. Like us, more metal rattles. So let's take a look.
Used to do like skateboard ramps when we were Now I know why.
I think that's the batting there
Huh?
of the
Powder puff?
Yeah, we're probably gonna have to skip this one for now.
Oh. No? That's on F2?
Yeah, it's on F2. It says metal arms rattling, but I mean when you look at it, like,
No.
What?
Is that at 106?
yeah,
Okay, because that's on F. That should be on F1.
that's not.
Powder puffs on face should be at 109 on F1.
Okay,
And eyeliner pencils should be
F3.
108 on F3.
Okay,
So that's right.
All right, so those are correct.
So what about F2?
I guess we need more like.
Is there anything that starts at 106?
Yeah. Wait, 106.
Yeah. Is that
This does, yeah.
that starts at? Okay, play that.
Probably just the hands coming in for the,
Yeah, it's probably the hands that are holding the
the powder puffs and the,
powder puff. So let's do that.
Okay.
the hands that are holding the puffs.
Right. Not here, but here.
It's gonna be really subtle.
Yeah.
So not even entirely necessary, but
Yeah, just a little like that will work. I think.
yeah, that'll work.
All right. Yeah, let's do that real quick.
What is that?
You want one more?
The metal
Alright,
arms
here we go.
that are holding the thing.
Oh, okay.
We may end up not even using it. Let's just delete it. I don't even see the point. Let's just delete it.
All right, we're scrapping that.
I would have thought that would have been more like the sound of the powder.
Yeah, we'll do that.
I think I don't think
If
it'd be
I'm
horrible
going-
to keep it. You should keep it.
Cover up, cover
You should get rid of it.
Yeah, undo that actually.
Don't get rid of it because if you layer that with the puffy sounds, it might actually
That's
be
true.
realistic.
That's true. That's true.
So I would keep it.
Oh, no one doing it now. I deleted
I'm
it.
just gonna do it again.
Yeah, we'll do that again. We're actually gonna do that again.
Kevin lied.
Andrew's fault.
That's not.
Yep, that's fine over there.
I guess it technically is.
It's nobody's fault. Just, no, there's no such thing as having too much. That's why I'm here.
Thank you.
Just a bitch.
Thank you.
Are you playing the role of producer, Anthony?
Pretty much. Found that I'm actually not bad. Not that bad one. I just want to work at the office. That's my life's goal. I can actually feel kind of like electricity going through my finger when I hold it there. Because like, see how it's touch
That's
sensitive.
Kevin's job to answer that.
Isn't that kind of cool how they work? That's like when the automation.
Crazy.
Yeah, touch the finger.
I'll let you guys look at it again.
It's like magic. It's pretty cool.
I like that. I'm a fan. Let's do that. Throw it into a chord.
Here we go.
That's cartoony. That's why I'll let it slide. It's cartoony.
Do that again.
Once more.
Do it again. Twice loop. Twice loop.
Looping it.
I hated that one. That was good.
Cool.
So
Excellent.
do it one more time.
One more. All right. You got it.
Actually, have him do it twice.
One more.
Hold on. How are you getting that sound? So it's back and forth. Is there some way you can just like?
Yeah, hold on. I'm making this more complicated.
I think.
I can do it that way.
This is lab.
All,